Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Etheria restart video, and today I'm going to give you my quickest reroll guide for Etheria restart. But before we do that, you got to understand a couple things. Number one, it doesn't look like there's going to be guest accounts in this game. So you're going to have to make email addresses, go in there, play the game until you have an account that you like. Kind of a pain. It's also going to take about 15 minutes once you get good at it to actually go through the whole process. But after that 15 minutes, you'll end up with like 60 pulls, which is pretty good for a reroll, especially considering the soft pity on the banner I'm going to recommend is 50. You actually have a really good chance of catching an SSR in those first 60 pulls. Also, if you paid money during the open beta, you don't want to reroll because since there's not guest accounts, you're going to have to just launch your account to get your vouchers. It could just really mess things up for you. So I don't recommend re-rolling if you spent in the beta. Now, let me show you what to do. Let's start with where you're going to pull, and I'll get my face off the screen so you can see. If you are re-rolling for Freya, the first featured banner character, you start on her banner. I don't recommend that because she does not have that soft pity in here. You just have to go to the 80 pity to guarantee get her. Instead, I recommend summoning on the permanent summon, the regular banner. Point one, it has that soft pity right here at 50 pulls. So you have a very good chance of catching an SSR in your first 50 pulls there. Also, not only does it have all of the elemental SSR characters, it also has the dark light characters. So if you're re-rolling for a dark light character, there's a real chance you catch one of them in your first 50 or 60 pulls. This is the banner to pull on. Now, who should you re-roll for? Totally up to you. Reroll for a character that you like. If you're looking for power, Lily, Heinrich, and Messiah, I think, are about the 3 strongest characters in the game, but there's a ton of these characters up here that are also really, really good. Just pull till you get an SSR, go look at somebody's tier list that you trust, and if you got something good, roll on. That's my recommendation right there, but I do highly recommend this permanent summon banner. Now, how do you get your 60 pulls? Your first 10 are just going to be given to you because as you play through the prologue in the game, you are forced to do a 10 pull. And when I say forced to do it, I actually mean you are forced to do it in the Meltdown Crisis. You will do a 10 pull, and it is a true 10 pull. You have a chance of getting an SSR or 3 or 4 SR characters. It is completely random, and you can catch really good stuff there. So that's nice. That's like a feather in the cap of this reroll process. Also, you will be forced to do a single pull, which will get you Leon at the end of this first part of the game. Everybody gets Leon right there, so don't think you really lucked out. She's really good. It's a really good place to start. The very next thing you're going to want to do after playing through that is play through Chapter 1. By playing through Chapter 1 and getting all of the treasure chests on the map, which is really easy to do because they're obvious, and if you want to check to see if you got them, you can click on all of the sections of Chapter 1 and it'll show you up here in the box. It'll say like 2 out of 2 or 2 out of 2, whatever. It'll tell you that you got them all. You'll get 4 pulls. You'll get 4 pulls just from playing through this, and you'll start building up some currency, some of the Hydra crystals. You're going to need 800 Hydra crystals for the sake of this video, and you'll get them through achievements, through completing your missions, things like that. So you build up some Hydra crystals, you get 4 pulls by completing Chapter 1, but most importantly, by completing Chapter 1, you unlock the email feature in the game. With the email feature, you will get 10 more pulls from the pre-registration rewards. So excellent. Pre-registration rewards, that's a 10 pull. Also, there is a free pull that you'll want to go buy from the shop. So go into the shop. It's the new aid gift right there. Boom, there's 1 more pull. Okay, where else can you get pulls? I mentioned that you're going to want to be building up your currency. The goal is to get to 800. If you don't just have it, what you'll want to do is come into your hyperlink charter. Collect all of these rewards right here. You're going to have rewards. Like here's 30 more from use Leon to defeat Terramaton. You're going to probably just have it already just from defeating the Vanishing Train. That'll give you some more. You need to get to 800 crystals either by completing these right here, or if for some reason you just don't have it, the pass does have some at level 4. You might be there. Don't spend any money yet because you're re-rolling, but get to 800 crystals because getting to 800 crystals allows you in the shop to purchase this Crystal Supply 1, which is a 10 pull, a whole 10 pull right there. And it's a 10 pull at a 20% discount. So it's a great place to throw your first 800 Hydra crystals at for this re-roll process. So make sure you're claiming your achievements. We'll probably end up, and like, this is where it gets weird. We don't know what the, like, there'll be some codes that come out, right? Right now, there's only one code, which I'll mention here in a minute, and it's a 10 pull, but there's going to be more codes that come out for this game. So some of this stuff might just take care of itself. We just don't know what those are yet. Then the next place you want to go is you want to go to the 7-day check-in. The first day of the 7-day check-in will give you, well, not the 7-day check. That's not the 7-day check-in. That's a 7-day commission. You want to go to events and go to 7-day check-in right here. There's 5 pulls right there. So you get 5 pulls a day for the first 7 days. Make sure you go to the right one. I'll try to edit that mistake out of the video. So do your 7-day check-in. Then you want to go to settings. You want to go to other, and you want to click this redeem code button right here. I'm going to put the code that you want to redeem on the screen right now. It's the code is the way it is because June 5th is the day the game launches. So you put that code in that you see on the screen, and I'll probably put it in the description of the video as well. That'll get you another 10 pull, and now you're off to the races. Just by doing everything I've said, you're at what? 10, 14, 15, 25, 30, 40. You're at 51 pulls right here. So if there's any more rewards, like I am just imagining there's going to be more like codes that come out at launch day. We got so many codes for the last open beta that I feel like this will end up being more of like a 60 to 70 pull situation. But just with everything I went over that we know a couple days before the game comes out, you get 51. And that will get you to soft pity, right? And any pulls you get after that will carry you beyond. If you don't get what you like, it's time to repeat that process and try again. So even though I was able to explain this process in about 6 minutes, the whole process itself, playing through the story and all of that, will take you about 15 once you get good at it, which puts you at 4 rerolls an hour. A couple bonus tips that I'll throw in there if you're still watching the video. Bonus tip number 1, you just spam that skip button. That is a huge quality of life feature in this game, is that you can just skip. Also, you can avoid fights in a lot of story missions in this game. It's not going to help you a ton on this reroll process, but you don't have to fight the mobs running around the map. In fact, it actually costs you energy to fight the mobs running around the map. So kind of a pro tip for progressing through the game later is avoiding fighting those mobs and using your energy on like more efficient farming. If you have a chance to take advantage of that in chapter 1, take advantage of that in chapter 1. Another thing, what characters would I reroll for? That's going to be a whole video in and of itself, but the TLDR is go find a tier list that you like from somebody you trust. It can be me, it can be Pridewin, it can be another creator or whatever. And look at that. See if the SSR that you got, if you got one, is good. If, however, you catch like all of the great SR characters, like you catch a Sonya, you catch a Dina, you catch a Marvel, and you catch a Didding and a Victor, and you catch a Chiaki the Echo up here, that might be worth keeping. There are a lot of accounts that have a lot of SSR characters but are missing like a Victor who's just so good at that single target damage. There's so many quality SR characters. When you're checking to see if you want to keep your reroll and you're looking at tier lists out there, make sure that you're checking out your SR lineup as well, especially if you're considering just starting the game over from scratch. Like, you know, maybe you catch like a mid-tier SSR, but you have just a ton of really high quality SR characters. It could be worth keeping, especially if you're getting like a couple hours into your reroll process and you're starting to hate the game. Don't make yourself hate the game. I also want to give a special shout out to Shadow Sonya, a character that a lot of people will say is a start over point for your rerolling. This character by herself unlocks the damage over time team. She unlocks the dot team, which on day 1 and 2 of the game won't help you a ton. But on day 4 and 5 of the game, when you start farming like in game and you have your dot SR characters, she allows you to play this game in a completely different way. And so many people are going to like dump on her, especially people who maybe don't have like the experience of playing in the betas or playing on these test servers. This is a keeper. In my opinion, this chick is a keeper, and so are all of the Dark and Light SSR characters, by the way. So good luck on your rerolls if you're rerolling. If you want to check out my tier list to see who to keep, I will release that soon as well. I'm just waiting for those patch notes. The devs said they're going to put out some patch notes. I haven't seen them yet. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.